Welcome to the Thanksgiving episode of the Hot Pot of Coffee podcast. My name is Brad.
And I'm Amanda.
And yeah, this isn't being released on Monday. We were like, hey, let's release an episode. Wow, great.
I'm
That was
sorry.
perfectly timed cough. We were like, why don't we release an episode on Thanksgiving when people are going to be driving to their relatives' houses and you don't want to be there? Sorry. If you can hear that, the dog is wearing pajamas and he is rolling around on the floor. We bought our pit bull lumberjack.
Hey, let's save it.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, so we thought, hey, let's release a podcast on Thanksgiving, and that way people have something to listen to before they get to their parents' house or their aunt's house or their grandma's house and have to deal with their shitty cousins. I'm not projecting. I'm just saying. Amanda, can you stop taking pictures of your dog right now?
No, I cannot. He is too cute.
So anyway, the dog, if we talked about it in the last podcast or one of the previous ones, the dog got hurt. He had a infection on his foot and he keeps licking at it. And so we have had to do like a billion, oh wow, that was like right in the mic, a billion things to try to get him. So here's the
We
deal.
really haven't. We put a cone on him and he has a bandage. And that's it.
He is the fucking Houdini of dogs.
This is true.
If you put a cone on him and you leave the room for 5 minutes, the cone is off and he will rip his bandage off. So one way we got around this is we bought a comfy cone, which is a cone that is comfy. And it's basically made out of matte material kind of. And yeah,
It's like foam.
it's like a foam cone, but it has these belt loops at the bottom that you're supposed to put a collar through to keep it on. So we did that. He pulled his collar off with the cone. So we had to get even crazier. So I put a harness on the dog, which has, harnesses have a little steel loop where you can put a leash on. So we put the harness on, then we ran string through the loops on the cone and then weaved them through the harness and tied it.
And then he got that off.
Still got that off. We have no fucking idea how he did that. The cone was still on his body flapping around, but it was off of his head. It made zero sense.
He cannot keep a cone on to save his life.
He can't keep a cone on. And so his wound would have been healed probably 2 weeks ago, but he keeps tearing his bandage off and licking at it. So Amanda was like, hey, I'm going to buy him footsie pajamas. And that way, because he's fine wearing pajamas and stuff, but that way he can't see his foot. Well, the footsie pajamas, first of all, they're super fucking cute. And I will have Amanda post it on our Instagram at Hot Pot of Coffee Podcast. We got to get better about posting shit on Instagram. I'm just not a huge social media guy. But anyway, we'll post a picture of Sirius in his fucking outfit because it's the cutest fucking thing on the planet. But the footsie pajamas only go down to like his elbows. Do dogs have elbows?
Yes.
Okay. His elbows. But he is like in his head doesn't understand that his cast isn't part of it.
Yeah, so he thinks his bandage is part of the pajamas, so he doesn't bother it.
So we took his cone off like while we're home and he thinks the bandage is a part of the footsie pajamas. So he hasn't even looked at it.
He hasn't licked it.
He hasn't licked it, touched it or anything. He's like so fucking dumb, but so smart. He's the dumbest smart dog I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's
he's
just
so cute.
fucking amazing. But you got to see pictures of this thing because this dog, if Paul Bunyan had a pit bull, it would be this dog right now.
He's the blue ox.
He looks like every dude in a Starbucks in Washington.
Halloween idea. Sirius is Paul Bunyan and you are the blue ox.
Yeah, that's cute, but I don't celebrate Halloween.
You're going to for that. Yeah.
Anyway, I just don't, I don't know, man. I'm almost 30. Like, where the fuck do I celebrate Halloween?
I don't know. One of our friends will probably have a party next year.
Anyway, so there's some stuff I want to talk about before. So the main thing about this is Amanda and I both wrote our own lists of 10 things we're thankful for. and we don't know what each other's lists say. So we're going to go through
I
those.
hate this shit. I'm too cynical for this. I'm thankful for nothing.
Yours are probably not funny. Mine are funny. Of course. And
Oh my God, shut your mouth.
So we'll go through that. But first I want to talk about, so I was just in LA for a work trip for 24 hours. And I have more plane shit that just went down. That was just crazy. So first off, like for me, if you listen to this podcast for a while, you'll know anytime I sit on the plane, people sitting next to me are like fucking psycho. I don't know why. They're
psychotic.
They're always fucking like weird. People who sit next to me.
You attract weird things. What
So
can I say?
well, here's a don't, okay, for everyone on a plane. I'm sitting on the plane and this woman sits in the middle seat, so she sits down next to me. I'm against the window seat. I have my fucking AirPods in. I'm listening to my audiobook. She can tell I'm listening. I'm like staring out the window and she starts talking to me. They're trying to have a full-on conversation.
I hate that. It's like I'm wearing headphones for a fucking
Yeah,
reason.
like I'm sitting there like looking out the window kind of, and she like leans over to me. She's like, "How's your day been going?" I was like, "Tired. I worked all day." And she's like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up. This seat does not entitle you to talk to me." Anyway, so basically that happened. And then I told Amanda this story, but there was a kid on our flight who was like 13 years old and it was his first time coming onto the flight. And when it's your first time going on a flight without an adult, basically
when you're a kid.
when you're a kid, the staff like walks you out. You're first in line. The staff walks you onto the plane. They put you in your seat. During the flight, they check on you and make sure everything's good. Anyway, this kid was a fucking little douchebag. He walks up and his dad, I mean, I can already tell why he's a douchebag. His dad was a bigger douchebag. His dad was wearing like a fucking fox hat and like cargo shorts. Who the fuck wears cargo shorts in 2019? He's wearing cargo shorts. He's wearing sandals.
Oh, God.
Okay. Mind you, it was 55 degrees outside. So keep this in mind.
And raining.
And raining. And he's wearing sandals, cargo shorts, a fox hat, and like some deep V-neck. This is his dad. And the kid's wearing like Supreme. Okay. And he's got short, white, like spiky hair, like blonde, spiky hair. Mm-hmm. So this kid's being walked on the plane. And we'll just call this kid Jake. Okay. Because I don't remember his name. That might be it, but it's probably
Sounds
not.
right.
Sounds right. So I'm flying for my business. So I'm like in I'm Southwest. So I'm like in A4. So I'm like first aboard. So boarding was supposed to happen 10 minutes ago. We're all being held back from boarding because this fucking kid, Jake, isn't at the gate yet. And he has to board first.
Oh my God.
So they call over the microphone. They're like, "Jake, time to come on your flight." And so like the kid walks over with his fucking dad and they're like, "Check his ticket." Oh, I just hit the window. Sorry.
Christ.
They like check his ticket. They put it back in his little pouch, like hanging around his fucking neck, like a little fucking tool. Sorry, I hate this kid already. And they put him on, and then he like walks on the plane. And the three guys in front of me, so A1 through 3, they're all like chatting. They don't know each other, but they're all like chatting about this. Like, "Oh, fucking Jake."
The way you say chatting sounds like chatting, like with a D, like they're all a bunch of chads.
They were, but they were chatting, and basically, I'm like tired of this shit, and I'm in like dress clothes. I just want to get the fuck home. I've been working for 13 hours straight at meetings and shit, and I lean into these guys and I said, "Yo, I will give any one of you $100 to scare the shit out of that kid when we take off and land like we're going to crash." And they just start cracking up. And one of the guys goes, "I'll do it for $150." And I went, "It's a little steep, bro." But we all had a good laugh. And everyone in line heard me too. And they were all giggling. Anyway, this fucking kid sits in front of me. Okay? False. I sat behind him because he was already on the plane.
So that was your fault.
Yeah, this is my fault already to start with. So what does this kid do? First of all, doesn't listen to flight attendants. He has this fucking tray table down on takeoff. And the lady was like, "Honey, put up your tray table for takeoff." And he looks at her and he's like, "Why?" And I was like, I want to reach through this and like slap this kid above the fucking head. And then his bag was in the overhead, obviously. And then when we landed and everything, he just like yells out at the flight attendants. He goes, "Don't forget my bag." I was like, Jesus. And then I get up and there's something on my fucking briefcase handle, not handle, but like the strap, and it's like the side of it, and it's like coming up. The kid he was chewing gum the whole thing. He took out his gum and put it on the ground underneath his feet because he didn't know where to put it.
Ew.
So it got on my fucking briefcase.
You didn't tell me that. That's disgusting.
I almost picked it up and put it in his hair.
That would have been funny.
Or on his backpack or something. I almost fucking did it, but I didn't want to touch like his gum.
How do you not know where to put it? The flight attendants come by like 6 times for trash.
And I fucking knew it was his gum too. 1, it was still wet. 2, I saw the kid put gum in his mouth when he got on the plane. It was a 45-minute flight. I saw him put the same gum in his mouth. We took off and he's the only one chewing. Yeah, it was fucking that kid. And it wasn't fucking that. It was that fucking kid.
You really need to stop with that.
Anyway, so this kid just fucking sucked. I everything about him I fucking hated.
Here, drink. It'll make you feel better.
Oh my God. So, it's all right. What are we drinking? What are we drinking?
What am I drinking? It's called Clay Shannon's Infamous Pistol Grip.
It comes in like a...
Brand fine wine, Cabernet.
I thought it was like a burgundy when you brought it in the house.
A burgundy?
Yeah, look at
You
the
mean
bottle.
a brandy?
What? Who the fuck cares?
A burgundy? That's not...
A Ron Burgundy.
That's not a drink.
That's a color. I'm so fucking tired. Wow. I might cut that out of the podcast, but I'm probably not going to.
No, please don't.
Yeah, wow.
Super
a burgundy.
embarrassing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it comes in like a... I can't even... it's like a beer growler, almost, kind of a bottle.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
Who put a question mark on the prompt?
You know he'll read anything on the prompt. Anyway, so that fucking sucked. But you know what was awesome? You know what has changed my fucking life, people? And I'm going to sound so old right now.
Then don't.
TSA PreCheck has changed my fucking life. So I was
used it once, but okay.
twice.
Carry on.
When I got to the airport in Phoenix to get on my flight, I got right through security. So you don't have
You
to
do that anyway at the Phoenix airport.
No, there was a line that morning.
Yeah,
but
right.
there was no, I didn't have to take out my laptops because I carried 2 laptops with me for work. I didn't have to take out any of my shit. Didn't have to take off my belt. I didn't have to take off my suit jacket. I walked through. It was fucking amazing. Here's where it got really good and why it's amazing and I'll never go back. So, sorry, I had to burp.
Can you
And I hit the window again.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. So, anyway, I ate some rice earlier and it went down the wrong hole and now it's all weird. So, basically, I was working all day and I had to change my flight I was supposed to leave Orange County at 6 p.m. I ended up changing my flight to 8 p.m. because I wasn't done with the work I had to get done at that office over in the Orange County.
I'm the OC bitch.
The Orange County.
Welcome to the OC bitch.
Oh my God. I almost forgot the best part of this. Okay. So we finish up, right? And it's an hour till it's 30 minutes till I board.
Okay.
Okay. Keep this in mind. 30 minutes till boarding starts. We order an Uber. Our Uber driver picks us up. We're 3 minutes from the airport. Okay.
Okay.
Our Uber driver is high as fuck. She is probably 65 with cornrows,
Hell yeah.
white old lady, driving
yeah.
a bright green lime Kia Sport, like whatever that Kia box one is that the hamsters drove in that commercial. Mm-hmm. Anyway, she's in that. She drops off my colleague at Terminal B. I'm Terminal C, which is 50 feet away. She completely fucking misses it and does an entire loop. It took 12 minutes to get back to the airport. So my flight boards in 15 minutes now when I get to the airport. So I get to the airport in Orange County and I go, I don't have to check a bag or anything. So I go right to security. Security is fucking like wrapped 4 times. And I was like, fuck, I'm fucked. Like I'm going to miss my flight. And the only other one got back into Phoenix at 3 a.m.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm fucked. So I walked to the back of the security line and I walked to like around to where the security goes in. And I'm like, where's TSA pre? I don't see TSA pre line anywhere. So I walk around and it says, TSA pre, enter here. I walk through all the way. Not one single person was in TSA pre. I walk around every single person to the front. just put my stuff on, walk right through, and
they
I'm
must have
through security,
hated you.
and everyone was staring at me in that security line. And I was wearing like a suit too, or whatever. So everyone was like just staring at me, like, who is this guy? Is he on The Bachelor? So anyway, I just walked through everyone. I'm through security in 15 seconds, not even a joke. And I get to my flight, and I'm like, I will never go back from TSA pre, ever. It's like to do this. It's like normal. It's like I had been fucking a sex doll my entire life, and I finally had sex with a woman. Why would I go back to the sex doll? I will happily pay more money for the. But it's true. It's the same kind of thing. I've been fucking a sex doll by going through security lines. Now I'm fucking a real person, and that's TSA.
This analogy is very strange. Doesn't really apply, but okay.
It does apply. Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving, guys. First of all, celebrate Americans coming into this land and bringing smallpox blankets and taking
First of
over.
all, it wasn't Americans.
British.
The British, the Spaniards, all the Europeans.
Do they even celebrate Thanksgiving?
Who?
The British and the
No.
Europeans? No. Yeah, it's kind of fucking awkward when you look back at it.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah. So now we just say what we're thankful for.
Thankful I wasn't alive then.
I brought this up last Thanksgiving. My mom gets all mad every time I bring up like the true nature behind holidays. She's like, "Oh, it's Thanksgiving," and I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What? Are we celebrating smallpox blankets and taking all the land from the Native Americans?" She goes, "Bradley, stop it. That's not what it's." I go, "Okay, boomer." That's just like, there's nothing else you can say to that.
No.
Now
it's sad and true.
I'm excited for tomorrow because my cousin now, if he just argues with me, I can just say, "Okay, boomer."
That doesn't work on him. He's like 35.
No, he's like 45.
That still doesn't work on him. He's not a boomer.
Whatever. Okay. Let's get into this good shit. Amanda, do you have your list?
Are we going to get into that, or are we going to talk about a little movie we watched?
Oh my God. Okay. We'll do that to close. Okay. So we're going to talk about the movie. So we haven't done a movie review in a hot minute. So Amanda, you guys may know Loren. She's been on 2 episodes.
Like 3 or 4, but okay.
So we have, she's never been on in person though.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, she has. She has. One time.
Jesus
Back in my old apartment. Sorry. Yeah. So Loren has been on a few times. She's one of Amanda's friends. And what Amanda usually does is watch horrible fucking Netflix movies with Loren. And then they talk shit about them. But there was one specific Netflix movie that just came out that I had to be a part of this. And so we watch it. It's called The Night.
Night Before Christmas.
Night Before Christmas, but it's Knight, like King Arthur. Not King Arthur. He was a king. Knight.
Knights of the Round Table?
Knights of the Round Table.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just thinking of coconuts now.
We're Knights of the Round Table.
Anyway, if you don't get that, you're too young. So basically, we watched this movie called A Night Before Christmas, or The Night Before Christmas. A Night Before Christmas.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's got Vanessa Hudgens. You may know her from such things as High School Musical or her nude photos.
Or The Princess Witch, was that what it's called?
Or her nude photos. But Vanessa Hudgens lately has had this history of being on shitty Netflix movies, which is fantastic. They're all holiday movies all the time.
Last year
she played a princess and she played a normal girl. And that movie has already been done before in like theaters. And they copied it. And then A Night Before Christmas was also copied, Amanda said, from another movie.
Oh, yes.
So Netflix is just remaking movies in their shitty
with
image.
With Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. So Vanessa Hudgens was in this. And then another guy who I have no fucking idea who he is. I don't think any other notable people are in this movie whatsoever besides Vanessa Hudgens. Zac Efron doesn't make an appearance.
Why would he?
I don't know. But anyway, so during the movie, Amanda wrote down, I haven't seen these yet, but Amanda wrote down plot holes.
I just wrote down a whole commentary and plot holes and things I just had questions about and did not understand.
Yeah. I would say pause this podcast here and watch it, but you're not going to.
So spoilers ahead.
But let me just tell you right now, don't watch it. It's fucking terrible.
No, you should watch it.
No, because then Netflix keeps making shows like that. I'm so hot.
I am so cold.
Oh my God, I'm burning up. This Patagonia jacket does its job. Okay. Wow, I just tried to put that on my chair and dropped it on the ground.
You're a disaster tonight.
Come on, Amanda, let's go.
Okay.
Plot holes by Amanda.
Plot holes. First of all, he shows up. He's a knight.
Wait, we gotta say what the
I'm
movie's
going
about.
to.
Okay.
He's a knight from the 14th century. And so the whole thing starts out like a sad Game of Thrones scene. And then all of a sudden, some old crone tells him that he has a quest to go on and then sends him into the future.
Yeah, that's literally all of the exposition you get in the movie. There is no, who is the old crone? Why does she exist? Why was he in that part of the forest alone? There is no exposition to this entire movie. So
No. So that's what happens, and he gets transplanted into the 21st century and into Vanessa Hudgens'
Pussy.
world.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
not yet.
Anyway, so he arrives, and yeah, he's a little like, where am I? What is this? Why are these, like...
Why are these iron horses?
He is not in as much shock as he should be.
I know, right?
People from like third world countries come to like first world countries, and they literally have a shock period where they cannot function.
Yeah, he sees lights
He
and shit.
came from hundreds of years ago, and he's just like, what's this?
Well, also, I mean, I read this, so I don't know if it's... Obviously, no one can prove it because you can't time travel. But apparently, it works both ways. If we went back then, and if they came back here... If we went back there, we would immediately get like an intense headache because it's so silent. We're not used to that. And it's like nowadays, if you go into like super silent rooms for too long, you'll start to get a headache because you just like your brain, it's weird. But his eardrums would be on fire because he's never heard that much noise in his life.
No. It was, he was so nonchalant about
Yeah, he was
just
pretty chill.
traveling into the future. I was like, that is not realistic. As much as a realistic...
Anyway, keep going.
So anyway, he meets Vanessa Hudgens. She hits him with her car. She takes him in.
By the way, there's no damage to her car.
No damage to him either, even though he's in chainmail.
And she hits a guy in plate armor. No damage. I don't know what... Oh, she was driving Subaru. So commercial right there. Not sponsored, but shit.
Anyway, so he goes to her house and he lives there. For some reason.
She invites a complete fucking stranger dude, a dude who seems to think he's a knight from the 13th century. She goes, why don't you just stay with me? That's it. That's literally...
Anyway.
And everyone goes, that's dangerous. And she goes, no, trust me. And they go, okay.
Anyway, there's a moment where he takes a bath and he comes out and he's just in a towel in front of her. And I'm like, that's not appropriate for a knight. Like, there's no way he would be allowed in a room half naked with a lady.
I don't know. I thought knights like raped everybody.
They need supervision to like be around women. What are you talking about?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would never be a
There
knight.
was another moment where he made a bonfire in her front yard.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like the biggest bonfire I'd ever seen. Like, it had like long poles. And I'm like, did he cut down fucking trees somewhere? Like,
Yeah, where did he get that wood?
where did he get the wood? Where did he get the supplies to make a fire? Like, it doesn't, there's no explanation. And it happened so quickly.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Where did he get those giant logs of wood?
I don't know. They were so,
They're in like a neighborhood.
I know.
And he doesn't have a car. Or his trusty
He
steed.
doesn't have his trusty seat, but I said basically this is just a really shitty remake of Kate and Leopold. If anyone remembers that movie with Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman, where
Huge jacked man.
huge jacked man gets sent into the future and meets Kate. And honestly, that movie was great. He was in a lot of shock. It was very appropriate for a time traveling movie. Anyway. They go to a diner in one scene, and he brings his fucking sword with him, and
He brings his sword everywhere, and I don't understand why no one cares.
like, he just has it sitting on his lap in the diner, and then all of a sudden he draws it out. I'm like, how did they let him in a diner with a fucking sword?
Yeah, isn't he in like LA too?
No. They're in some, like,
Oh, Ohio. They're in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm like, it was snowing, really?
Yeah. I don't think you can carry swords in Ohio, but if you live in Ohio, please correct us.
And then he like doesn't even give a shit about the TV. He's just like, oh, a magic picture box. It's like, you don't even know what a picture is.
Not only that, okay, but he knows how to work the remote and choose which channels to watch. And this goes to another issue. Are you going to talk about the language barrier?
I will in a second. But I'm going to talk about how he starts watching the horrible new Netflix movie with Rob Lowe and the girl from Sex and the City that Lauren and I watched. It's like they're in Africa and it's the most ridiculous movie ever. But he's watching that on the TV.
Netflix has done that recently in like some of their movies where someone's watching Netflix in the movie.
They did that in the Vanessa Hudgens movie she was in last time, I'm pretty sure. She was watching the Princess Switch, or she was watching the Princess...
No, that was what that was called, the Princess Switch.
Oh, no, she was watching... what's that Netflix movie that everyone was obsessed with? It was a princess thing. It was about an engagement or something. I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
But she was watching that on the TV.
Jesus. Netflix, you're trying to push your shitty movies way too hard. Anyway.
And then, here's the kicker. She lets him drive her car.
Yeah. Okay, so he goes, let me borrow your trusty steed. And she goes, do you know how to drive? He goes, yeah. And then she goes, okay.
Here's my car. Oh my God.
Sorry.
And you got mad at me for coughing? Seriously?
I'm sorry. Go.
Anyway, he's from the 14th century. He doesn't know how to work a car. He drives it terribly and hits a few things, but he still fucking drives it. And then he puts it in park. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's a funny thing. He's like swerving all over the road, right? And he's running red lights and shit. But then when he parks...
But he still is working the gas and the brake, and then he parks. Like,
and then he puts it in park. And you're like, wait, how the fuck did he know how to do that?
And then he talks about it like it's a horse. It's like, you know what a horse is. This is clearly not a horse. There's no way in hell you would think it's just a metal horse.
Well, no, called it a metal horse because he doesn't understand what a car is. So he's comparing it. I don't agree with you on this one. He's comparing it to other forms of transportation he understands. Like, we call things a flying car, right? Like if an alien dropship came in, right? We would call it a flying car, but they might call it a dropship.
Like a land canoe or like something else. They didn't.
Because we didn't see if they had canoes. They were landlocked back in that 13th century area, wherever he was in Ohio.
But he was in England, first of all.
Yeah, that is weird. All right. Yeah.
Anyway, she doesn't believe him when he talks about the fact that he's a knight from the 14th century. And then she's just like super kind then to this crazy person that thinks he's a knight. It's like, why?
That's not the whole problem, though. The problem is when he finally does teleport back, she's totally like,
what are you doing? You're skipping ahead.
Well, that has to do with
Stay in the timeline.
Okay, move on, because that one's weak.
Okay. Another thing, so she gives him clothes to wear, like normal clothes to wear, and they were all her ex-boyfriends. He's in a different outfit every fucking day.
For like
How
3
many
months.
clothes did her ex-boyfriend leave there?
Apparently her ex-boyfriend cheated on her, and
then she just kept all of his clothes.
All of his clothes. This guy was with her for like 3 months or something like that. Or no, 3 weeks.
It was just like, not even.
And then he had a different form. So I don't know how many clothes this guy left, but it was a lot.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, move.
Also, there's another moment where, so he decides to make bread, and then they have like a little ghost moment where he's behind her, like helping her knead the bread.
It was very sexual.
And then he has that weird tradition of hiding a bean in the dough, and I thought that was a huge sexual innuendo.
Yeah, he's like, whoever flicks this bean
okay, that didn't happen.
Gets their whole life changed. No, it's the same thing as the, whatchamacallit, New Orleans, where they put the thing in the cake.
No, I know, but it was it was a bean and it was sexual.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was what you said. The knight would have died already. He's unvaccinated.
Yeah, my only whole thing was like halfway through the movie, I turned to a man and I go, wait, he's unvaccinated. He'd already have died from like the measles by now. Or like the common cold would have killed him. Like you know what one movie got it right was the movie Tom Cruise was in, A War of the Worlds, where the only thing that takes down the aliens is the common cold. That's like super true.
Okay, that's not a movie. That's a book. Okay.
Okay, first of all, I said the movie with Tom Cruise because I never read the book. So get off your high horse, woman.
I'm just saying it wasn't the movie.
I'm sorry, you're more educated in the books than me. Okay?
Okay. Anyway.
But Tom Cruise killed them with Scientology in the cold. Anyway,
Okay.
keep moving.
So then there's a moment where he's at like this Christmas thingy and he's dressed up in his night clothing and he's just like they're
Well,
taking
that creepy fucking...
No, they're taking like the children are taking pictures with him like he's Santa Claus, but he like knows what to do. He knows how to pose for pictures and I'm like this isn't real. You don't even know what a camera is. You don't even know what a picture is. How do you know what to do?
Yeah, people are like, can we get a selfie? And he's like, sure. Like, he already knows what selfies are.
Poses and smiles.
Yeah. Like, he knows what selfies are. Like, who the fuck taught him this? Anyway.
Then she has a dinner party. And at the end of the dinner party, she's cleaning up the plates. There is nothing on these plates.
Oh, yeah.
It pissed me off.
So that's how you know it's a low budget movie when like there's a dinner party or something and it's like the end of the night or whatever and it shows like the aftermath of the party. And usually there's, food on plates or like drink cups or whatever. The aftermath of this party, everything, no drinks had been touched, no plates had food on them, nothing. It was
so weird.
It was like they just went cut. All right, now we're filming the end of the dinner scene and start.
Anyway, he fulfills his quest. He goes back to ye old England and leaves her little ornament that he whittled out of wood hidden in her tree. Well, first of all, she cries over hot chocolate and it was ridiculous. But then she sees this ornament in the tree and it's, what did it say? Like Merry Christmas or something stupid on it. And I'm just like, this bitch would not know how to speak English, let alone write it. They speak Old English when they're in that like time period.
Yeah, that's the thing. He comes to Earth. He comes to the 21st century and like he understands modern day English. No. Go back 200 years and you probably can't understand people. Go to fucking Scotland today. You can't understand anybody.
I can.
Now take 800 years away from that and now try to understand them. It's not even fucking English. That's what makes me so mad about so many of these movies. Like, that's the one nitpicky thing I have about the entire Avenger series, like in space. Apparently the entire galaxy speaks English.
Really? That's the nitpicky thing you have about that?
Yeah.
About them traveling to space?
How was that not nitpicky?
Saying,
No, our technology is just not there
It's the
yet.
same as... Oh,
I'm saying, no. The entire world does not be like, yeah, we decided as a Galactic Federation, English is actually the business language for the entire Galactic Federation.
well, it's true. I mean...
I really hope, just to piss like people like Trump off, like we found tons of like civilizations out there and they were like, hola, ¿cómo estás?
we speak Espanol.
Everyone speaks Espanol in the galaxy.
Anyway, he gets back, he lands back in the 14th century, and immediately his horse knows he's back and runs to him. I thought that was funny. I know horses are very...
That one's a hard one to explain without seeing it.
I know horses are very intuitive, but come on.
Unless you see the movie, that's too hard to understand. Okay, here.
Okay, and then it's Christmas morning. Vanessa Hudgens' sister and her husband wake up and, like, there's a dog in a stocking for their child. And their child is like, oh my god, you guys got me a dog. You got me a puppy in this stocking that was quiet all night long until this very moment. And then the parents are like, I didn't get her one. Who got her a puppy? Doesn't explain who got her a puppy. Santa was not a fucking thing in this movie until this moment, and it was weird.
Vanessa Hudgens didn't get the puppy. The parents didn't get the puppy. And the fucking knight hadn't traveled back yet. So where the fuck did this dog come from?
And why is Santa magic all of a sudden showing up in this? This movie is not about that. It was so weird. And like this puppy was just in a stocking until the moment they awoke.
Yeah, it was a very confusing movie.
It was a really weird moment.
And then the movie ends.
Yes, and then it ends, and then he brings his horse back with him from the past, and that was weird too. I was like, how did you get your horse here? And what are you gonna do with it?
And then there's an after credit scene which makes it seem like there's going to be a number 2, and we're like, no.
But it was so confusing.
It was very confusing. It made zero sense.
It was the knight's brother, and he meets the old crone, and then the old crone says something weird to him, and then her amulet like glows red instead of green, which it
Blue.
was blue?
Blue.
It was green.
It was blue. We can argue about this all day, but it was blue. And
It
I'll
was
show
a
you.
different color when the night went forward in time, and it was red this time. And so it was like, what does that mean? This is weird foreshadowing to a time we don't understand. None of it made sense.
No, don't watch it, guys. We just explained the whole fucking movie to you. All right, let's move on really quick because we don't want to make this like a super long episode because it is Thanksgiving week. But we want to take this time to talk about our list of 10 things we are thankful for. I'm going to let Amanda go through her list first, actually, and then we'll finish up with my list.
Why do I have to go first?
Because mine's way funnier than yours. So please go
You
ahead.
don't even know what my list is.
Let's go through it. Number one.
Number
And
one.
we'll make comments about it.
It's Sirius's onesie lumberjack pajamas.
God damn it.
Is that on yours too?
Let me check mine. God damn it. That's my number one.
That's my number one.
All right, we have the same number one. We will post this on our Instagram because it is so fucking cute. Tomorrow, we're literally posting this on Instagram, and the caption is Happy Thanksgiving. Because that's our gift to you. You can't understand until you see this. All right, number two.
Number two, Disney Plus.
I mean,
I'm very thankful for Disney Plus.
I mean, I'm thankful for The Mandalorian and High School Musical, the series. But, that's about it on Disney
I'm
Plus.
sorry. I watched the Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap last night, and it was wonderful.
I made Amanda watch Brink.
It was not so wonderful.
Now we have to watch Johnny Tsunami. And
You realize I'm not going to enjoy any of these
actually, you
movies.
might enjoy Johnny Tsunami. It's about surfing.
Okay, I might.
And then there's another one, but we'll get back to you on that. We'll get Amanda's take on Johnny Tsunami. Number three.
Number three, Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian.
He's just been so overplayed in memes lately. That's my issue with Baby Yoda right now.
He's so cute.
Like everyone's like, when you poop your pants and you're waiting for your mom to pick you up, and then it's like a Baby Yoda.
so
face.
true.
Yeah. But apparently that's not CGI. That's a doll. And
It's a puppet,
They
like
want-
the original Yoda. And
they
that's
wanted to
beautiful.
do CGI, and
Hell
the director
no.
was like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, because I remember the original Star Wars movies, Yoda was a puppet, and it was so great. And then when they went back in time and did 1, 2, and 3, they did CGI, and it looked like shit, and I hated it.
Well, this puppet does look like CGI, but it's puppeteering CGI. Like it's CGI'd over the puppet for sure, but it looks good.
It does look good.
Anyway, number four.
Shitty Netflix movies, such as Vanessa Hudgens.
I am not thankful for those, so I cannot agree with you on that. Number five.
Pants, so I don't have to shave my legs.
Cool. Also, you're gonna be single.
Really? Because you haven't noticed. I mean, I shave my legs, but I don't have to shave them as often, and it's nice. Very
Oh.
thankful for that.
Yeah. Next.
You're a dick. The fact that my exam is going to be over with in a week.
I can't relate.
I know you
But
can't.
she did take practice. She did take practice tests, and she passed them all, so she'll be fine.
I hope so, but
Is it next week?
it's the 9th.
It's in 2 weeks.
10 days.
It's in 10 days.
Yeah. I'm just excited to get back to my actual life where I don't study all the time. So I'm thankful that it's almost over.
What number are you on?
I think that's 6.
You think that's
It's
6?
6. Number 7. Thankful for our climbing gym down the street.
Are you?
Yes, I
Really?
am. It's been a.
I need to take you to Rocks and Ropes in Tucson. You won't be thankful for our climbing gym anymore.
I'm thankful that we have a climbing gym down the street.
Yes, I'm thankful for that. And the people that work there are fucking awesome. And like the friends we've made there.
Yeah.
I just wish it was like twice as big.
Okay.
That's my wish. But so does everyone, even the people that work there. Okay.
Next, White Claw.
Oh God, you're lucky you're sitting that far away from me right now. That is the dumbest thing I've ever.
I told
fucking
you
heard.
I don't have many things.
Zach
to be
would
thankful
completely
for.
disagree with me on that, but
Obviously.
I'm not thankful for White Claw.
I'm super thankful for it. It's delicious. It's changed the game.
It's been around for years, and people finally found out. It hasn't changed shit. I mean, it did. Okay, wait, no, it did. I mean, now you got people like Natty Light making fucking White Claws.
It changed the game. I'm thankful for people that have pet pigs. because they're fucking adorable.
Yeah, except they think they're going to stay pygmy and they don't. And then they get big and then they have to feed them
No,
bacon.
people aren't. Oh my god, what?
You caught that? Cool. All right, keep going.
Oh god. Okay, and then I'm thankful for you, Sirius and Cadell.
Go. All right. I'm sorry, but you, Sirius, and Cadell is not in mine.
Wow.
Are you ready?
No, because that was rude.
Number 1, Sirius's new pajamas. I feel like we saw that one. We already talked about that. Number 2, I'm thankful for birth control. In general, it has prevented a lot of things in life, and I'm just thankful for it. You have to admit, you're thankful for that it exists.
Obviously.
Yeah. Thank you, whoever made it. Number 3, I'm thankful for my Adderall prescription. Without it, I would be a fucking mess. So I'm thankful.
You rarely take it, so you're.
I take it every day.
You're a fucking mess a lot.
Well, yeah, it wears off pretty good. Number 4, I'm thankful for it, Cadell.
Seriously?
Nope, Cadell. Get it? Because Sirius is the name of our dog. I'm thankful for Cadell because he is my support animal, and he has saved me.
And I am your support girlfriend, and Sirius is your support pooch.
Yeah, but unlike those two, he can't leave me. He's stuck with me no matter what, and he's my service animal, and I love him very much. Yes, I have a service cat. There's an airplane going over our head. I don't think you can see it on the sound wave, but I can definitely hear it. Number 5. This is a very important one. I'm thankful for Chick-fil-A.
I knew you were going to put that.
Thank you, Chick-fil-A, for being fucking delicious, and also for now being guilt-free, as none of my money goes to homophobic causes.
Can I just say,
No.
on that note,
No.
let me just say,
Don't.
I don't
Don't ruin this for
understand why people. No. It's cool that they finally changed their whatever the money they donate to a non-homophobic charity that feeds people. What I don't understand is why people are angry that they no longer support Christian athletes and now support something that actually feeds people.
Amanda, there are people who think Trump's innocent.
I know.
Like, what do you want me to tell you? Number 6, I am thankful YouTube exists. I know this is like kind of ridiculous to think about, but like, think about YouTube. For those of you who grew up around the time I did, like I was born 1991, it's so fucking amazing. Like, how did we get through childhood with nothing but Pokemon cards and Pogs?
You know what? It was a good childhood.
It was a good childhood. We had trampolines and
Pogs?
Pogs.
What were Pogs?
Do you remember Crazy Bones?
What?
Oh my God. You were...
What?
Anyway,
Wait,
Pokemon...
what were Crazy Bones?
I'll show you later. Anyway, so yeah, I'm thankful for YouTube because there's an endless stream of content. And even when I finished everything good on Netflix and Disney and Hulu and Amazon, there's always some shitty comedian on YouTube to watch. Number 7, I'm thankful for buttholes. It's such...
I'm sorry, what?
Well, you're on your phone. Get off your phone.
Never. I'm looking at my list.
You're scrolling Instagram right now.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, I'm thankful for buttholes. Let me tell you why.
I'm sorry.
Because think about if we didn't have them. Where would it come out?
Your mouth.
Our mouth. There's a South Park episode about that where people feed themselves in their buttholes and poop through their mouth. It's very gross. But it is a very...
There are many creatures that live life that way.
Why would God put a sewer so close to a playground? Remember that from Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Anyway, they're just fantastic things because, it's like, it just, your waste goes and you don't have to look at it all the time. Imagine if your butthole was in front and you had to look at it all the time. Right?
Why is this a thing?
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Number 8, I am thankful for modern medicine. And the fact that a paper cut no longer kills you. Being a 13th century knight would have sucked dick. because you would have gotten the cold and your family would have been like, it was so nice knowing you. Like literally, people died at 30. I mean, 30 was old.
They died before that.
Yeah.
Even. Yes.
30 was like the wise old man.
Yeah.
I would be almost a wise old man. That is scary.
Super scary.
Number 9, I'm thankful for garlic powder.
When do you ever use garlic powder?
Anytime it's available for on top of a pizza.
That's absolutely not true at all.
We don't have it.
We do have garlic powder.
We have garlic powder in the house?
Of course we have garlic powder. I use it in cooking.
Well, Amanda, I don't know this.
How do you not know that?
How did I not know this?
I've literally made you garlic bread and have used garlic powder to sprinkle on
This
top.
changes everything.
How?
I love garlic powder on pizza.
How is this the first time I'm hearing this?
I didn't even, because I don't shop, right? Like, I don't grocery.
But you've never once said, man, I wish we had some garlic powder to put on this pizza.
I never thought we had, look, if I don't buy it, I assume we don't have it. So.
You've never asked me. You've never wanted to buy it. You've never even said anything
I'm
about
so
garlic
thankful
powder
right
on
now.
pizza.
I'm so thankful. Number 10.
Oh, God.
You want to guess it?
No.
You don't want to guess? What number
Because
10 is?
it's not me.
It's porn. So why should we be thankful for porn?
I don't know.
We should be, because porn, although it's ripped many people's families and lives apart, who are porn addicts, it has also kept a lot of people from cheating. Yes, because have you ever heard, if you're thinking about doing something or making a mistake, go jerk it really quick? It's totally true. If you jerk off before any major life decision, everything will be okay. I promise you. Maybe not for you. I don't know how girls work. But for guys, I'm talking to my guys right now because Amanda's checked out. Look, trust me on this, okay? Any important life decision you fucking have to make, okay? And you have to make an actual decision, fucking rub one out. And then make your decision. I promise you everything will work out for you. Because you're clear mind. You're of clear mind. Also, I think it's just, we don't have to have magazines or download things, right? There's just a hub for it. A hub for porn. A porn hub, if you will. Why are you looking at me like that? You're like half drunk, half angry.
Oh, I'm not half drunk. I'm whole angry.
Why are you angry about porn? She's not. She's jealous. She gets jealous of things really easily. So, I don't know. She's jealous that our friend's lesbian girlfriend has a lot in common with me.
I'm not jealous.
You're so jealous.
No, I'm not.
I was like, we have so much in common. And you're like, do you? Why don't you marry her? I was like, because she's a lesbian. And
Again, that's the wrong answer.
oh my God, we're not married. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm so confused.
And it was after this podcast that Brad died.
Good luck. Good luck with that. I'm quick. I'm so quick. You can't catch me. I'll take your dog hostage and pet him.
You'll pet him?
I want to pet him so bad right now. We got to end this podcast. Guys, thank you so fucking much for listening to our Thanksgiving episode. We're recording this the night right before, if you will, a night before Thanksgiving. Get it? Should that be the title of this episode?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That makes my life easy. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere you listen to these. And yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. Try not to get in, Amanda's building a White Claw tower. Try not to get in fights with your family. And if you do, please record them and send them to me. I would like those. And until then, we will catch you next week. Peace.
Bye.